25, and clock is ticking.
So yes, keep telling y'all.
Tiffany Henyard, once considered a rising star in Illinois politics and self-proclaimed super mayor of Dalton, Illinois, has experienced a dramatic fall from grace. Earning nearly $300,000 annually as both mayor and township supervisor, Henyard's future in government seemed bright. However, a series of financial mismanagement issues, public disputes, and personal hardships led to the abrupt collapse of her political career. Financial troubles and eviction scandal. Henyard's financial troubles escalated to the point where she was unable to make rent payments on a home she rented from Jeanette Hall, a former friend and supporter. In 2021, Henyard and her boyfriend, Kamal Woods, moved into Hall's three-bedroom home. Initially, Hall had no concerns about the arrangement, given Henyard's political standing. However, by December 2024, Henyard and Woods had failed to pay rent since August, accumulating $5,000 in overdue payments and penalties. Hall, struggling to cover the financial shortfall, faced significant hardship as a result. The eviction process became inevitable, marking another chapter in Henyard's growing financial and personal struggles. Reports surfaced alleging Henyard had been mismanaging taxpayer funds, overspending on unnecessary government programs, and making questionable financial choices. These revelations only deepened concerns over her leadership and credibility. Allegations of misconduct and political fallout. As Henyard's financial issues worsened, so did her involvement in political scandals. Allegations of personal misconduct and public outbursts raised doubts about her ability to lead effectively. The credibility she once enjoyed rapidly deteriorated as her personal financial mismanagement mirrored the growing fiscal crisis in Dalton, where the town's deficit neared $5 million. Henyard remained defiant in the face of mounting criticism, portraying herself as a victim of a corrupt system rather than addressing the concerns raised against her. In a Facebook Live session, she dismissed her critics and even threatened legal action against those who opposed her, further alienating both the public and her colleagues. With public trust eroding and legal battles mounting, her political future became increasingly uncertain. Political setback and public humiliation. Henyard's career took a major hit in early 2024 when she was removed as supervisor of Thornton Township after a contentious Democratic caucus. She arrived at the caucus exuding confidence, but tensions quickly flared between her and her opponent, State Senator Napoleon Harris. Henyard accused Harris of manipulating the process by allowing his supporters into the venue while blocking hers. However, Harris and his legal team denied the allegations, maintaining that the caucus was conducted fairly. The caucus ended within minutes, with Henyard unanimously removed as the party's nominee. This public and political humiliation solidified her fall from prominence. Her attempts to contest the outcome did little to restore her credibility, and she was increasingly seen as a liability within the Democratic Party. Misuse of public funds and ethical concerns. Investigations into Henyard's tenure as mayor and township supervisor revealed a disturbing pattern of financial mismanagement. Reports indicated she had used public funds for personal luxuries, including first-class airfare, fine dining, and beauty services. The most shocking revelation was her alleged use of a village credit card to make nearly $443,000 worth of Amazon purchases in a single day, with no documented connection to government business. Additionally, Henyard reportedly used taxpayer-funded resources for personal purposes, such as township-owned vehicles for private events, shopping trips, and political fundraisers. These actions raised serious ethical concerns and deepened public distrust in her leadership. Calls for a full investigation into her financial dealings grew louder, and her once promising career was now marred by accusations of corruption and incompetence. A political career in ruins. By early 2025, Henyard's political career, once brimming with potential, was in complete disarray. Her re-election campaign as mayor of Dalton was overshadowed by growing concerns over her leadership and integrity. Reports continued to surface detailing her questionable decisions in office, reinforcing the narrative that she had misused public funds for personal gain. Despite her repeated claims of innocence and assertions that she was the target of political attacks, the overwhelming evidence of financial mismanagement and ethical breaches made it nearly impossible for her to rebuild her reputation. Public outrage over her actions continued to mount, and her chances of a political comeback seemed increasingly slim. Conclusion: Tiffany Henyard's rise and fall serve as a cautionary tale of how quickly a political career can unravel due to mismanagement and controversy. Once seen as an ambitious leader with high aspirations, she is now synonymous with financial scandal, public distrust, and political failure. While she continues to maintain her innocence, the damage to her reputation appears irreparable. Her story is a stark reminder of the consequences that come with failing to uphold public trust and fiscal responsibility. Tiffany Henyard's political career, once marked by ambition and a promising future, has quickly devolved into a series of scandals and controversies that have severely damaged her reputation. Once seen as a rising star in Illinois politics, Henyard is now synonymous with corruption, financial mismanagement, and poor leadership. Her tenure as mayor of Dalton, Illinois, has been marred by mounting accusations of using public funds for personal gain, contributing to a rapid decline in her political standing. Key revelations have focused on the alleged misuse of taxpayer money, with claims that Henyard used public resources to fund private events and gatherings. These allegations, compounded by her lavish spending on luxury goods and services, have deepened the sense of betrayal among her constituents. The community has grown increasingly disillusioned, as Henyard's leadership, once defined by ambition, has been overshadowed by reckless financial decisions and personal misconduct. Despite the public outcry, Henyard has refused to take responsibility for her actions, instead claiming she is the victim of political sabotage. She has drawn comparisons to high-profile political figures like former President Donald Trump, portraying herself as a target of conspiracy and backlash. However, this defiant stance has done little to quell the growing dissatisfaction with her leadership. In fact, it has only isolated her further from the public and her former allies. Her administration's financial troubles have been hard to ignore. Once boasting a surplus of over $5 million, Dalton now faces a projected deficit of more than $3.5 million. The financial instability has raised serious questions about Henyard's ability to manage public funds, with residents and political opponents alike calling into question her competence. These concerns were only amplified when former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot publicly condemned Henyard, calling her the worst mayor in America due to her extravagant spending and poor financial management. As the pressure mounted, Henyard's troubles intensified. The FBI opened an investigation into her administration's financial dealings, including personnel files and employment records. Several of her allies have already been implicated in separate legal scandals, further tarnishing Henyard's credibility. The investigation has exposed a troubling pattern of corruption, political retaliation, and possible criminal activity within her administration. In the midst of these revelations, Henyard's personal life has also become a source of public scrutiny. Her eviction from a rental property due to unpaid rent has added to the perception that she is incapable of managing even the most basic responsibilities. The combination of financial mismanagement, personal failures, and ongoing legal troubles has solidified her image as a deeply flawed and untrustworthy leader. Despite the overwhelming evidence against her, Henyard continues to assert that she is the victim of a political conspiracy. She has blamed her defeat in the Democratic caucus on political sabotage, further alienating her from the public and her colleagues. While a small group of loyal supporters continues to echo her claims, their voices are growing increasingly isolated as more details about her misconduct come to light. Public outrage has been swift and unforgiving. Social media has become a battleground for those condemning Henyard's actions, with many accusing her of outright embezzling taxpayer funds. Her reputation, once built on a foundation of confidence and ambition, has been shattered by a series of scandals that paint her as a leader unfit for office. Henyard's political career now hangs in the balance. The possibility of a successful political comeback seems increasingly unlikely, as public trust in her leadership continues to erode. Her refusal to take responsibility for her actions and her combative approach to the ongoing investigations have only further damaged her standing in the community. As more revelations emerge, it appears that Henyard's time in the political spotlight may be coming to an end. The next few months will be crucial in determining whether Henyard can recover from the damage done to her career, but with each new scandal, her chances of redemption grow slimmer. Once viewed as a promising political leader, Henyard now faces the harsh reality of being remembered for her scandals, legal battles, and defiant refusal to accept responsibility. Only time will tell if she can turn the tide or if her political career is beyond repair.